One of the changes made in IGSS 11 has been the redesign of the alarm counter icon. The alarm counter icon is directly linked to the active alarms list and displays the number of active alarms that are registered in IGSS. The color of the icon is determined by the alarm text color of the active alarm with the highest priority. You can now define what types of alarms to include in the alarm counter number. If you want the alarm counter to show all active and acknowledged alarms, you can select this option in the Alarm Counter Setup on the Alarms tab in the System Configuration form. When we redesigned the functionality behind the alarm counter, we also redesigned the Alarms tab, collecting options which were related for easier navigation and, of course, adding new features. Display options have been placed in the upper right-hand corner of the alarm counter group, while all alarm count settings are placed under the display options. As a new feature, you can decide whether the alarm counter is to count all active alarms or just the active alarms that fit an activated alarm list filter. You can also define what types of alarms to include in the alarm counter icon, including acknowledged and/or ended alarms, or even alarms that are generated from events, object notes, or from alarm inhibition actions, as well as alarms generated from maintenance jobs. Note that alarms generated from events are automatically ended, so if you want the alarm counter to display event alarms, you will have to include ended alarms as well. You can also set the color of the alarm counter icon when all the alarms are either ended or acknowledged. The default setting for this is yellow. Another new feature is the possibility to allow users to hide alarms in the active alarm list. The Hide Alarms feature must be enabled in the Alarm tab by selecting the Allow User to Hide Alarm checkbox. An operator can only hide active alarms. Once an alarm is acknowledged or ended, it is no longer hidden. Hidden alarms are global and therefore hidden for all operators on all stations. You can hide an alarm by right-clicking the alarm and selecting Hide. You can also select multiple alarms and hide them in one procedure. If you want to view any hidden alarms, you must click View Hidden Alarms to toggle the display of hidden alarms in the alarm list. As you can see, hidden alarms are displayed in italics to indicate that they are hidden. You can also create a filter to display hidden alarms. For example, this Hidden Alarms filter. Speaking of alarm filters, there are three new filter options. The first is the option to find hidden alarms. The second is an option to find maintenance alarms. And finally, we have some new data options. The data option for is blank, is not blank, and in the last number of days. If you want to locate an object which is triggering an alarm, you can right-click and select Find, but only if the supervised module is running. As a new feature, if the object is located on multiple diagrams, you can select which diagram to go to. Another popular feature is the ability to mass update multiple alarms directly in the IGSS program. Here in the Definition module, in the Alarm text form, click the Property Viewer button. In the Property Viewer, you can perform all normal functions as you know, such as filtering, mass updating, as well as exporting the cells to Excel and importing them again into the Property Table Viewer. This will allow you to mass update alarm properties without having to edit the configuration database. Finally, you can display real-time alarms in the active alarms list when IGSS is running in playback mode, for those cases when you want to be able to monitor real-time alarms while using playback functionality. Normally, when running playback, the active alarm list will display historical alarms and overlay the active alarms form with a mask. The historical alarms are retrieved from the alarm log. When you select the Show Real Alarms in Playback Mode checkbox, the active alarm list will not be overlaid with a mask when running IGSS in playback mode, and will display real-time alarms for you to administer and manage.